Hey everyone, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be going back to the M4 and we're going to be going back to the protection that we put on. If you remember, we prepared half the car and we didn't prepare the other half of the car. Now this is going to be a 3-month update, so we're going to see how the protection's performing on the polished side and the unpolished side, and this is going to be the last update for this because, to be honest, the car's looking quite patchy now in terms of where protection's failed, where protection's not failed, and it's kind of annoying me. So I'm going to do a quick wash, and then my plan is to get everything cleared off the car and put down some new protection on it. I've not decided what that's going to be yet, but I'll keep you updated. So no messing about, let's just get into it. Alright, it's a really warm day, so I'm going to be washing the car in stages anyway, but the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to take you around the car as I'm doing the first pre-rinse and just show you what the water behaviour is like on a car that's not been washed in a month with these products still on it. Right, we'll start off with the bonnet area. That's the 303 graphene, which is definitely still there. And then this is the polished side, so this is the Squid Ink Aquaphobe wax. I'm going to call that pretty dead, although it is starting to do something, but we'll see what it's like on the other side. And oh, this is the ODK Pyramid Collab Wax. Not the best, to be honest, not the best, but we'll see what it's like once it's been washed. And again, this is the Squid Ink, this is the Tanzanite wax. That's certainly faring a lot better than the Pyramid ODK. This is us onto the quick detailers now. So first up is the Synergy from Infinity Wax quick detailer. For a quick detailer, I'm really impressed at that. That's a solid 3 months and it's performing better than some of the waxes. And this is the Blackbeard quick detailer. Not as good as the Synergy from Infinity Wax, but it's certainly still there. And we'll do both Geon products in the one hit here. This is the, both Geon wet coats in the one hit here. Okay, this is the unprepared side now. So this is the Squid Ink Aquaphobe. And the Pyramid ODK. Squid Ink Tanzanite. And this is the Synergy from Infinity Wax. Again, doing really well on only a decontaminated surface. Quite impressive. And again, this is the Blackbeard ceramic. I don't know if that's actually doing better than the prepared side. But anyway, we'll get the car washed and then we'll have a look again. So I'll fly through this wash. Alright, so I'm going to need to voice over this section. At the moment we're getting new neighbours and it's extremely loud outside, so I'll just talk through the water behaviour. So this is the 303 graphene, and it's very clear to see that after the wash, the polished side of the bonnet is performing much better than the unpolished side. And then we're going to be moving on to the Squid Ink Aquaphobe wax. Now, for the purposes of this test, I'm going to say that this wax is dead. And then it's going to be the Pyramidal DK wax. Now, I don't know if I didn't apply this correctly, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be looking like that after only 3 months. Especially when we move on to the next wax, which again is a Squid Ink product, and it's a Tanzanite wax. And it's shifting the water much better for a fully synthetic wax. Now, following on from this was where I was most surprised, and that was with the Infinity Wax Quick Detailer or Synergy Ceramic Detail Spray. I'm very impressed with how well that's holding up, considering that's 3 months in for a detail spray. And then of course we've got Blackbeard's ceramic detail spray just finishing it off, and to be honest it's on its last legs. So now moving on to the unpolished side of the car, and this is where you really do start to notice the difference. Again, Aquaphobe is completely dead. The Pyramidal DK is very similar, in fact it's probably worse water behaviour than the polished side because it's looking very flat there. It did eventually shift the water, but very flat at this point. Moving on to the Tanzanite wax from Squid Ink, again it's looking a lot flatter than the polished side. It did again shift the water, but a bit slower than the polished side. And again, I'm impressed with the quick detailers, the detail sprays, the ceramic detail sprays from Infinity Wax and Blackbeard, both in this instance doing a good job. I would actually argue that the unpolished side for the Blackbeard is performing better than the polished side, which is a bit of a strange one, but hey ho. And then moving on to the Geon wet coat, and not really comparable because after 3 months both sides of this are going to be dead no matter how polished and perfect the surface is. So following on from that, what I did was I kind of simulated rainfall. I stood away from the car quite a bit and just kind of threw some water over it just to see if there was still beading properties there, and all areas of the car is still beading up. Not beautiful beads, but it's still beading up, showing that there is still protection there on all fronts. Oh man, that was so warm out there. Glad to be finished with that one. So, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious from the footage there that the non-prepared side was definitely a lot slower. The beading wasn't as nice. However, what I would say is after 3 months, every single area that had protection on it definitely displayed some element of something still on the panel anyway. Under flooding conditions, some of the stuff was pretty slow, really slow, but it was eventually shifting the water. And then when I kind of showered it to see the beading effect, everything was still beading up. Not particularly amazing beads, but there was still something there. So like I said, the next step for me is going to be to completely strip all the protection off that car, and I'm going to lay something down. Based on that test there, the 303 looked extremely good after 3 months on the polished surface. Even on the unpolished side it looked good. So I'm kind of thrown up between 303 and the new Infinity Wax graphene wax. So I'll have a think about it. Let me know what you think I should use in the comments. Have a wee vote. In fact, that's what we'll do. The most votes in the comment between 303 graphene and Infinity Wax graphene wins, and I'll put that in the car next. So get commenting, and I'll see you when we're applying the product.